Hello everyone, my name is Juan and I'll be talking about my final presentation. We'll be very quickly going over the sketches, first, second, and third assignments, the painter and stager stages, as well as my final project. So here are some of my sketches. I just wanted to have some fun and just try to create something new every day. Um, yeah, I just had a lot of fun creating critters, snakes, real or mythological creatures, and just random objects I thought of. Here is my chimera assignment, the walrusfly. I just merged a butterfly and a walrus to create this chimera. I started messing around with different uh, facial features or expressions. Here is my quick retopology and a UV map, but then of course I decided to retopologize this myself and was pleasantly surprised with some of the results here. I also removed the eyes and the tusks to then model them myself later. Here is the clown map stage to help facilitate some of the later stages in the painter program. Here's another look at my UV maps with the tusks and the eyes and the checkerboard checkpoint. One more look at the clown map with added whiskers and the tusks. And here is the model after being brought back into Sculpt.gl to do another pass on the model topology. One more look at the checkboards. And here's my last UV map, as well as a quick look into the painting on Sculpt.gl. Now that we brought it to Painter, I had a lot of fun playing with the materials, smart materials and generators to create some pretty fun stuff. Here was like a metal sculpture looking thing. Here is my Painter assignment where I just created my own material and painted with the brush manually to create some different details and just try to replicate a walrus skin myself. And here is the stager step. It was my first time working on stager as well, so I had a lot of fun trying to figure it out as I went. Some things translated, while some things I'm still going to have to keep looking over. Here's another fun one with the image background I found on the Adobe stock site. Here's the fun looking one with the funky looking angle. And I think this is one of my favorite ones because I just tried to color match the walrus and the background, and I was pretty happy with the results here. Here's two different versions, one with a stronger backlight. As for my final project, I wanted to create a human head and animate some expressions on it. So I just took some references of the muscular structure of the face, some noses I sculpted, as well as some ear references and the side profiles. I based this off of one of my sketches, and I really wanted to do some revisits on it. Here's my first version. I was mostly pretty happy. I was starting to get some of the key features down, but I felt like this needed some work still. So I did another revisit, and I was a little bit more happy with this. But when I started re-topologizing, I decided I could do even better. So this was my last visit. I made the jaw a bit more proportional to the face. I really adjusted the ears as much as I could. And yeah, this is the model I kept moving forward with after that. I did some quick retopologies, getting down the edge loops and other features so the deformation could go down right as I move into the rigging. Here is a closer look at some of my edge loops on the ear, the UV maps, and the checkerboard check. Here's my model compared to the originals and some low poly versions to just check the differences. And this is when I brought it back into Painter. I started following a tutorial I found online. I was mostly happy with this, but after taking a second look, I decided that once again, we could do better. I was way happier with this version. The skin tone looked a bit more natural, and I started to really see my model come to life here. Here is the version without the other features. It's just a base color. Uh, yeah, you can just mostly point out like a lot of the features here. So this was another big step for me. And here is my last UV map painted. Now for the fun stuff. So I created some character controls and some character clusters to uh, form the brows, lids, and the jaws. And yeah, I created four lights, the dome light, the front and back lights for my lighting later on, and I created the base head groups. This is the base head, and these are target heads. Within the base heads is the mesh, the eye meshes, and the jaw joints, as well as the character controls. So the character control can help you adjust a attribute slider that you can program into your character. So right now it's programmed to the anger slider to the value of 1. So there's no padding slider since it's at 0. And that's basically how this works in a nutshell. Here is my lighting setup, as well as a camera I had created to make my own angles. And yeah, hope you enjoy these small pictures. Just a basic front facing to show the emotions. Here's ones that are a bit more fun. I adjusted the lighting and the angles a little bit to create something curious looking. Same thing for the anger emotions. And yeah, this is it for my presentation. I'm honestly pretty proud of it. But of course, I know that I can still do a lot better here. So uh, I'm just really glad to have gotten this done. And yeah, I'm going to continue to work on this over the summer.